I've got one very important message for you today, and it is don't increase your ad budget. Don't raise it unless you know for sure that every single part of your funnel is in the perfect position to get more of the sales and the customers that you want, okay? So if you're running ads, say on Facebook, on Instagram, and sure, maybe you're making some sales, you're getting some customers, but you want it to be more, or maybe profit's not there, just generally revenue's not where you want it to be. Cost per book call, let's say you're running a book call funnel, isn't where you want it to be, and maybe it's too expensive to acquire a client. I see this stuff all the time. The last thing you want to do is increase your ad budget. And the reason for that is because almost in every single funnel that I've ever seen, I've been doing this for like 10 years, there is an opportunity within that, like within your end-to-end, so from ad to sale. Now, most of the time, people, let's say they look at their ads and they think, well, these ads aren't working, or these ads could be better. Of course, the ads could always be better. But if your metrics on your ads are actually great, which I see often, maybe they're getting clicks, people are going to the landing page. The biggest place where I see an opportunity in most funnels to, again, get more customers, lower cost per book call, get more sales, is going to be what happens after someone clicks your ad. It's not necessarily the ad itself. Now, again, of course, the ads could always be better, but it's usually after someone clicks an ad is the biggest opportunity that you have to basically have a more profitable funnel. Now, I had someone literally come to me a few months ago, so consulting on their ads and on their funnel. Their cost per book call, though, was $800. I gave them some suggestions, especially on their ads and also on their funnel, and literally they have an ad running right now that's doing cost per book calls for like $4.85. The other one is doing about $18.95 per booked call, okay? Like they actually have so many calls that are like, we need to figure out a solution for triaging these calls. I've never seen calls that cheap, to be honest. Usually it's like, at the very least, you should be expecting to pay $150 per booked sales call, right? But this is way lower than I've ever seen it. And the biggest reason is because we changed how people perceive both the landing page, how they perceive what's on it, and how they perceive, obviously, what they're booking. So each funnel is slightly different, but before you raise budget, because I still hear a lot of people talk about how like, okay, well, I guess we'll just like keep spending more. We'll keep spending more. We'll keep spending more. I've got a client, they spend like $50,000 a week on ads, okay? And the reason that a lot of people, they think I need to do that too. I'm not getting the book calls because of this, that, or the other. But when this specific client came to me, they were losing like hundreds of thousands of dollars a month basically on their ads when all costs are factored in, their closer costs, commissions, tools, ad spend, all those things, right? So we're in an age now where I've seen this shift over the last like 10 years where it's not about like spending the most on ads. It's about how much revenue and how much profit are you actually pulling from your funnel. And again, the best ways to make it better are to look at every step from ad to closed call and figure out what your best opportunity is within that to make it better. And just like tweak that place. Don't like throw it all out and think, oh, I've got the wrong strategy, I've got the wrong this, or I've got the wrong that. Usually you've got the right strategy, you've got the right vehicle, you're using the right funnel. It's just that there's one piece that isn't working as effectively as it could. I helped one client launch some new ads lately and they're like, oh, should we turn them off? Like they're not really working because like they weren't getting as many book calls as they wanted. And so I was like, well, let me take a look. I looked at the data. Same situation where the ads were actually doing really good. I was like, your costs for the ads are great and the engagement is great on them. Clearly it's hitting the right audience. We even have people opting in. The place that was missing was after somebody opted in, obviously we gave them an opportunity to book a call because it's a book a call funnel. And people were not taking that. It had a 2% take rate, which means that the copy on that page needed to change. So that was the rewrite we did, and we're going to see obviously how that goes. But most important thing that I just want to convey is that if you are thinking of upping your budget, which is probably why you clicked on this video, just don't yet. Literally, one of the best practices that I have and the things that I like the most is when someone comes to me and says, this is our ad budget. And then I go, great, let's work within that. Let's make this more efficient. Let's make the money you're already spending on ads more profitable, more revenue, more sales for exactly what you're spending. Because again, if there's any break in that customer journey, it is going to increase your ad spend. It's going to make your cost per calls more expensive. It's going to make your cost per purchase more expensive. And ultimately, you're just going to be spending more money to get a pretty mediocre result when you could be getting a much better result. So, biggest lesson in this is your budget isn't the only lever to pull. Your ad budget isn't the biggest thing that influences whether or not your campaigns are successful or your ads are successful or your sales are successful. So find what place needs the most attention, whether again it's your ads, it's your landing pages, or it has to do with the sales team, or it has to do with the positioning of the offer. Those are usually the 4 areas. And then make changes within that based on data. Don't just make the changes. Actually look at the numbers. Look at how many people are clicking. Look at how many people are engaging. Look at how many landing page views that you're getting, what their close rate is. You know, you want to basically look at all of this, and that's usually the first thing I do with anybody. You look at all of this, and then you say, okay, here is where our opportunity is, and it is amazing what can happen. Like, it is fundamentally amazing what can change, again, by not even touching budget at all. And then when you do end up increasing budget and you decide, okay, we're actually cooking at every single level here, then you're like, you raise the ad budget and everything, more customers, more sales, all of that, until obviously, you know, you find your next opportunity. But don't spend more money on your ads without, at the very least, seeing if there's another opportunity within your funnel to, again, get more book calls, get more sales, get more customers, and there always is. Hopefully this was helpful. If you want me to check out your funnel and tell you exactly what you need to do for yours, there's a link below. For funnel diagnostic, feel free to do that. And if you want to work with me one-to-one, there's also a link below too. All right, see you in another one.